me serve in a holy, holy way. Let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way. Let me serve in a holy, holy way. Oh, let me share the good that's overflowing. Let me share the good that's overflowing. Oh, let me share the good that's overflowing. Let me share the good that's overflowing. Oh, let me serve.
Yeah, so speaking of senior dynamos, I had a birthday this week. Yeah, so I am happy to report that now at 58 years old, I'm finally used to being 50. And there's some really exciting things going on. I know we have at least one new grandparent in the room. Yes?
Okay, I'll show pictures later.
Okay, and Brittany's mom, I'm sorry, what's your name again? I forgot.
Brianna.
Brianna's mom, sorry. Yeah. And your name?
Camille.
Camille. Thank you, Camille. Yeah, so let's give them. Very exciting. Every time you're here, you're smiling. So it hasn't worn off yet. So congratulations to you both. And that's a big deal. So let's take a deep breath. There's one power, one intelligence everywhere present. It evolves. It is creative. It is not bound by any outward condition. It is infinite in nature. It is the vast ocean of consciousness that has no center and no boundary. It is conscious in ways beyond our understanding. It is the cosmic engine of good, propelling all ideas into demonstration. It flows. It flows and impresses itself into all things, seen and unseen. It impresses its intelligence within all creation. Its power is made manifest throughout the multiverse, on every plane of existence. It is within you. It is within me. This power, this presence, is expressing as each one of you right now. Right now. So I want you to place your hand over your heart. I want you to take a breath with me. And exhale. Feel that air moving within your chest. Take another breath. Feel the exhale through your nose and mouth. The power and presence of Spirit is breathing you right now. You are breathing it. It is breathing you. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? And if that's too big a stretch, can you at least feel the possibility that this is true for you? How about that? Are you willing to know this possibility for you?
Yes.
Let's try that again. Are you willing to know this possibility of good for you?
Yes.
Are you willing to know it for me?
Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So, again, hand over our heart, taking another breath. The exhaling. The infinite power and presence of Spirit is expressing as me right now. Repeat that with me. The infinite power and presence of Spirit is expressing as me right now. Let's try that again. The infinite power and presence of Spirit is expressing as me right now. Now, turn to your neighbor and say, the infinite power and presence of Spirit is expressing as you right now. And now turn to the other side or find someone to connect with and repeat with me, the infinite power and presence of Spirit is expressing as you right now. The creative intelligence of the universe is expressing itself as you right now. Isn't that good to know?
Yes.
Isn't that good to know right now?
Yes.
Isn't that going to be good to know in the morning?
Yes.
Isn't that going to be good to know when you hit the pillow tonight?
Yes.
Yes. Expressing itself at every level of human experience, especially our working life. This is Labor Day weekend. We don't often think of Spirit expressing as work. Every level of our existence. If God is everywhere present, that's one of the definitions. Everywhere present, all-knowing, all-powerful, always active. The four omnis. The creative intelligence that the universe is expressing as our working life right now. If we are retired, this creative intelligence is expressing itself in the continued support that you enjoy as the fruits of your labors in days gone by. That you are continuing to enjoy the creative intelligence expressing as Social Security. Or is it Medicare? Yeah, Medicare. I'm happy to say I'm not sure about that yet. I'm still paying in. So yes, as retired people, right, it doesn't matter where we are on the continuum of life experience. Whether it's on the so-called end of it or in the very beginning, like our two new friends who've just joined us. All of it, all of us, all of this manifest life expressing as Spirit, expressing as creative intelligence. So this creative intelligence is expressing itself right now as right employment for all peoples, including the unemployed or the underemployed. This intelligence responds to its most creative outlets. Those outlets that are the least hindered by any kind of thinking of restriction or limitation of any kind. Those outlets that cannot be restricted in any way by the outward condition of human race consciousness. Cannot be restricted in any way by what we think of it or how we don't deserve it. Or that good is for somebody else but not for me. This is an old lie. This is a lie. It's a lie of separation. It's a lie of duality. It's a lie that says that you can't have your piece of the pie because you don't belong. It's a lie. The carpenter came and said, I have come to give life, that you might live life and live it more what? Abundantly. He wasn't the only one to say that. He's the one we're most familiar with. And when we look into the natural world, we can see this abundance everywhere we turn if we look for it. We can see it in the night sky. We can see it within a handful of sand. If we had the vision to see such things, we could see the abundance within our hand as the very nature of the universe, except that there's more space in our hand at the atomic level, at the subatomic level, then there is density. That one trips me out. That the physicists say that there is way more space between these particles. That there's so much more to life that we can't see. Deepak was saying the other night, I was listening to him, that there are 4 trillion cells in the human body. One body. And not all of them are human. We are our own ecosystem walking around and we don't even know it. We have bacteria and mites and all kinds of creatures growing on us and in us right now. That itch you're feeling right now. The power of mind. No, but think about 4 trillion. I mean, that's like even more than the national debt, I think. That's a lot. The creative intelligence is expressing itself as right employment for all peoples, including the unemployed, the underemployed. This intelligence responds to its most open and creative outlets, those outlets that cannot be restricted in any way by the outward condition of race consciousness, by the man and woman who understand the universal laws of cause and effect, the laws of correspondence, the laws of circulation. It demonstrates as our financial systems, as taxation, the common good, the arts, collective bargaining, and business activity of any stripe. From the farmer to the manufacturer, from the tradesman to the website designer, from the real estate agent to the financial institutions that support them, tennis clinics, churches, schools, all the people in them, the people who support them, all of these activities on this earth plane and so much more, expressing as the infinite power of Spirit in, through, and as all of it. Dr. Raymond Charles Barker is quoted as saying that money is God in action. Money is God in action. That's kind of a big idea. Particularly if you've grown up thinking that money's hard to get. Right? If you've grown up thinking that it's easier for a camel to walk through the eye of a needle than a rich man to step into the gates of heaven. Right? That we've had maybe a subconscious restriction and limitation about the accumulation of wealth as being somehow unholy or unwholesome. Right? W, with the W, wholesome. The power and presence of the universe did not create you to be so broke you can't pay attention. The creative intelligence of the universe did not create you and bring you forth into this life, regardless of your history, your story, what's happened up until now, any story around addiction, the way you were raised, my daddy beat me, my mama kicked me, my dog bit me, no matter what your story is around money, you are so much greater than that. Now, we got to remember, one of the 4 omnis is the omni-activity of spirit. So while it is possible to do a spiritual mind treatment and know that the power and presence of Spirit is going to provide you with a hamburger while you're watching the football game, you're going to have to get up and go get it. Now, within the infinite possibilities for good, it is possible that the hamburger In-N-Out burger truck coming back from the schoolyard gets into an accident, it explodes hamburgers, there's an open window, and the hamburger flies through the window and lands on your coffee table. But that's not likely. All right, many people, it's a humorous idea, but many people think that that's how prayer works. That's how spiritual mind treatment works, that it's magic. Right? The Secret, the movie The Secret did people a tremendous disservice with that image of a genie. Your wish is not my command. There's a saying in Ireland, if wishes were horses, beggars would ride. If wishes were horses, beggars would ride. We're not beggar consciousness. We're not victim consciousness. We are stepping into a way of knowing and taking responsibility for our life that knows and knows that it knows that we are working in co-respondence to the infinite power and presence of Spirit expressing itself as our working life, as business life. So if money is God in action, then business most certainly is. Business is one of our most creative activities that we can engage in. Business is one of those things that it just starts as an idea. It starts as an idea out of the air. It might wake you up in the middle of the night. You know, I got an idea. I'm going to start a website that focuses on seniors. Oh, but seniors don't use the internet. Seniors don't know how to use a computer. They're not on Facebook. But their kids are. Their kids are. Right, Reverend Elizabeth? And those YouTube videos, their kids are going to pick them up and they're going to show them to their parents. In 12-step, what they say in 12-step is also true for people who practice this science of mind teaching, this teaching of religious science. We are not a glum lot. Right? We are here to express fully and completely, all of us, as radiators of good. We are here to step into, courageously step into a field of good that allows us to resonate ever higher into ways of being that not only lift us out of our present circumstances, but also lifts others with us. We are here to serve humanity. Right? We are here to awaken humanity to its spiritual magnificence by serving. By serving. When we do that, our work no longer is a job, it's a calling. It's no longer a job, it's a career. It's being of service. Now, what happens when we step up like that? What happens in our business when we understand that? That the law of attraction kicks in and we attract the right and perfect customers, the right and perfect clients that resonate with the way that we like to do business. That they understand profit and overhead and don't mind paying for good value. Because we bring good value. We bring a raised consciousness to everything that we do. And people want to pay us for it. We are infused with new and creative ideas that make us more productive so that we can meet or beat our deadlines. That we participate in a law of circulation through giving, yes, writing a check, to the place where we are spiritually fed. Now for you that may be the Sierra Club. I would like to think it's here. At least a large portion of it. And if it's not, if that's not true for you yet, that you stick around and allow us to dance with you for a while and see what kind of energy that we can generate with your unique talents, with your unique expression of this creative intelligence that we're playing with. You know, I started out as a very resentful giver. I was a resentful $10 a week giver. I absolutely was. I thought the law of circulation was a bunch of jive that was self-serving for the minister, right? So the minister could get a new Cadillac. And I started learning around here that there was a law that responded to my thought. That my gift was a demonstration of my consciousness. So I started playing around with it. Okay? Now, frankly, I don't know why I was resentful. Because at $10 a week at the time, I was making $1,000. Right? I was making $1,000 a week. And ticked off that I had to throw $10 in the basket. So then I started playing around with 40. That was a stretch, man. 4 times more. And then finally I took a class like prosperity. It was actually 4T. And I started tithing. I got to tell you, the hardest check I ever wrote was the first time I wrote a check for $100 to put in the Sunday collection. And this is what happened. Something shifted. And I think really what it was is that I realized that I brought value to the universe. That I invoiced properly. That I knew that I wasn't cheating anyone. Because before I would hand my bills like, please accept my meager offering. Right? And then people would withhold the money. Right? So I stepped into a new way, a new energy around the way that I went about my business. Because now I'm clean. Right? I could even walk by the guy who was panhandling in front of the 7-Eleven, right, knowing that I had tithed and that I did not have to feel guilty because of the choices this person was making around their own addiction. Because I know about that one too. I know there, but for the grace of God, one day at a time. That would be my story. But today, I'm no longer victimized by addiction. I'm no longer victimized by addictive thinking that tells me I'm not enough, that I can't make it, that I don't deserve it, and who the hell do you think you are anyway? That's a gift of spiritual practice, my friends. It doesn't really seem to make much sense that sitting on a cushion for 10 or 15 minutes a day would help dissipate that, but it's amazing what happens. It's amazing what ideas from the creative intelligence of the universe come forward and emerge from within my consciousness when I put the time in on the cushion. It's amazing to see. And it's so weird, man. How do you get more by giving? Don't you need to hoard it? No, but our friends in 12-step tell us you got to give it away to what? To keep it. Serving. Gandhi served. Jesus served. The Lord Buddha served. Mother Teresa served. Schweitzer served. Jana served. Ken serves. Each one of you is serving. That's what we come here to do. And it's important that we do it together. It's important that we create this field that gets us energized and feeling the vitality and dynamism and the power that's going to take us out into the world and allow us to express more fully, more courageously, allowing our best self to come forward, to take the risks of I love you, or I like when you do that, or here's something that I'm selling. To take the risk. To take the risk to sign up for a barbecue that maybe you don't know anybody at. Just to meet some new folks. to take the risk to come to church as some have done this morning, not knowing anybody. That's a big deal, man. So, there's a power, there's a presence, there's a source, there's a life, expressing as you and as me. The infinite power and presence of Spirit is expressing as me right now. Put your hand over your heart, say that with me. The infinite power and presence of Spirit is expressing as me right now. Turn to your neighbor. The infinite power and presence of Spirit is expressing as you right now. Turn to your other neighbor. The infinite power and presence of Spirit is expressing as you right now. And I expect to see you here next week. And I expect to see you here next week. So it is. We're just going to go right into the song.